Okay, welcome to week number 3. I've had a little bit of feedback this week about teamwork, and I just want to tell you that teamwork is a critical part of project management. Matter of fact, as a project manager, you can't get anything done without a team. And so even though I know everybody hates teamwork, group work is a part of life. It is something that you're going to have to do if it's church, if it's a marriage, or if it's work. Things get done in teams, and you're going to have to learn how to be more effective in teams. Now, one of the teams I think about a lot is my family, of course, and you don't know how much time I spend working with my kids to try and get them to be team players, to be helpful, and to accomplish the work that they've been assigned to complete. Now, hopefully you don't have to play the role of a parent in your group, but it may be what you have to do. It's what project managers do. You ask for more, you expect more, you set deadlines, and ultimately you're responsible for what happens, what you turn in, what your final paper is. Now, the good news is that each of these projects that are due each week, they're not huge. Each one's fairly small. Now, if you were one of the people who didn't contribute a lot in week 2, I'd ask you to step up and contribute more in week 3. Now, if you're somebody who did it mostly in week 2, then try and encourage your other team members to mostly complete week 3 work. That way, it's fair. And if you do have a team member who's not going to step it up, just know that there is an opportunity to evaluate that towards the end of the semester. But in the meantime, you do need to work on this team. Now, let me remind you about the group chat, the place where you can go to collaborate and talk to each other. I don't mind if you talk outside of that. If you want to set up a group conference or you want to meet on campus, however you want to work together as a group, is fine with me. But this chat area is designed for a place for you guys to work together and to collaborate together. Okay, so here we are. We're just a couple of weeks in. You're just starting to learn about project management. This week is all about what it is to be a project manager. What kind of things are you looking for in a project manager? What it is that a project manager is and does, and the skills and qualities that a project manager should have. How do you think this relates to your chosen profession? Great. Now, project management is critical to the success of projects in companies. Matter of fact, it's becoming more and more important, and companies are realizing the value more and more. I'm not trying to pitch for you to go into project management necessarily, but you might want to think about it. There is a big need for project managers, and this is one of the programs here at LDS Business College that you can go through, and you'll come out making $40,000, $50,000 a year with the potential of making well over 6 figures as a project manager. So it's an area with a lot of need. So when you start off on a project, having a project manager is super important. Let me tell you about an example I had. The Discovery Centers are a family history project that if you haven't had a chance to go visit, you should check it out. Discovery Centers are places for families to come together and learn about their families in a fun way. So it's a new way to introduce people to family history. And the Discovery Center project had been going on for about 9 months, and they hadn't had a project manager. And they'd been moving along, ideating, doing some things, spending a lot of money, figuring things out. And when I came in, I was told, don't worry too much about project management on this. Just do the paperwork. Just do the things that we have to do in order to get approved. Don't worry about it. So that's what I did. I didn't know the team at all. I just came in, got to know the team, got to see what they were doing, and about 2 months in, we had a major client blow up. We weren't meeting their expectations. They didn't feel like we understood or listened to them. They essentially were saying, look, there's no scope, schedule, or budget for this project. They were ready to pull the plug, completely pull funding and say, hey, let's not do this. And at that point, I was able to go to my boss and say, look, let me be a project manager on this. And she said, okay. So we pulled all the funding, shut the whole project down the way it was, and completely rebuilt it using solid project management principles. That's just an illustrative point of how project managers are critical to success. So, what are some key things that you've learned that project managers need in order to be successful? Great. Okay, for this week, make sure that you participate. Do all of the pieces that you're required to do, including the individual project. Work in your group, get that piece turned in, and of course participate in the chats. You do need to do it over days, so don't get all on one day and participate that way. Make sure you do it over days. If you need me, I'm always available, except for Sundays. I try not to respond on Sundays or late at night, but 801-884-9988. Thank you.